Go blend some. So I'm gonna make a cilantro lime hummus. It's really good. I like it a lot, and I'm gonna show you how I make it. Now there's various ways that you can make hummus, obviously. There's super traditional ways. This is my version of it. There's so many different hummus recipes out there. I mean, you can't even count them. Traditionally, they're made with tahini, and you use your garbanzo beans or chickpeas, whatever you call it. You've got cumin, you've got a variety of things. This recipe is a little different, so it varies from that. It's simple, but it's got some neat stuff in it. So first thing I use is I use canned garbanzo beans. Now, if you want to, you can actually use your dried garbanzo beans. You need to soak them, but you can use those if you want to, especially when you're using a high-powered blending appliance. So I use the canned, and the trick is with the canned is I take one of the cans and I strain it. One strained, one unstrained. Now that just matters because of course your liquid content. Duh. So I'm going to take the one strained can, one unstrained, so that means one with the liquid. I've got that one without. Now, I'm going to put olive oil. But I'm going to get to that in a second because I want to show you other things. You got a couple different options when it comes to what actually gives it a lot of flavor. You can use a couple of cloves of garlic if you want, if you have cloves of garlic. Or I use the already minced up garlic. I get that, and that's a couple of teaspoons, which is the equivalent of about 2 cloves of garlic. Now you can make it more garlicky if you want. Some people, the more garlic the better. Some people not so much. Now instead of using tahini, which is sesame seeds made from sesame seeds, you could use sesame seeds. You could use tahini. I use cashews. I like cashews in a lot of my recipes. One, I have them around all the time, and I really like the flavor. It's really mild, but it gives a creaminess and a different texture for sure. I'd use that is going to be about 2 ounces of those cashews. Then I've got cilantro. Now this is fresh cilantro, and that is the only thing I've ever used is fresh cilantro. You can get cilantro, it's really cheap at the grocery store. And out of the bundle, let's see, I've probably got 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5 sprigs. And of course, stalks and all, stems and all, it's just fine. Since it's a cilantro lime, I'm of course gonna use my lime. Now the lime, I'm gonna cut a nice hefty chunk of that. Now again, the trick with the lime is to get more lime flavor, use the peel. I really like the flavor that the peel gives it. It's nice, it's not too much when you don't use too much. Now, I do recommend if you're making a big batch, say you double the recipe, play with it. It's always easier to put more in if you want more flavor than it is to take it out once you've already gone down that road. So I use a nice, that's probably about a ½ inch slice of lime. And then I'm gonna use 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder. Now, in most of the traditional hummus recipes, I don't see onion used in or onion powder. I use onion and onion powder from time to time in mine. This one I use 1/4 teaspoon of the onion powder. And then, of course, I'm going to use salt as well. Again, that's to taste. Always depends on the person. I'm going to use a ½ teaspoon of salt. Then I'm going to use another 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. There you go. And then when it comes to olive oil, some of it's up to preference. 1 teaspoon is what I'm using. You can always add more because I tend to play with it sometimes. Just depending on what I'm feeling like. That's it. Pretty simple, pretty darn easy. So I'm going to show you how to make it. I'm going to grab my tamper because this is one of those recipes that you definitely want to use the tamper with because it just helps get everything moving. Snap her down. Now, if you have a machine that has a tamper, great. Most high-power appliances are built to do that, or high-powered blenders rather. They have a tamper to use to get stuff moving like that. You might just have to do some starting and stopping. If you have a model that doesn't have a tamper, You can start it at a low speed, run it up to high, and if it stops up on you, turn the machine off, of course, take a spatula or something and just break it up. This, I have a tamper, so I don't really have to think about that. And this one actually has a puree setting that I could use on it. I'm gonna do it manually because everybody doesn't have those programs. If you happen to have a machine with programs on it, put it on the puree setting, press start, get it all moving, and then once it gets going on its own, let it go. Put the cap back in the top and let it go. But here I'm gonna do it manually. I'm gonna run it to about 50% power. I'm gonna start it low, run it to 50% power, just put everything moving. That's it. It only takes about a minute or so. And there's your hummus. Now you can serve it with whatever you want. It's hummus. But since it's a cilantro lime, which kind of gives it that bit of a Southwest Mexican kind of theme, I like to serve it, of course, with tortilla chips. Just makes sense. Let's see how that is. I've got a tortilla chip here. That's good. I think you can use a pinch of salt, another pinch of salt, and another pinch of pepper. Always easy to adjust the way you want it. If you want more of a cilantro flavor, add more cilantro. If you want more limey, add more lime. I've got more great hummus recipes out there as well that you're going to be seeing that I'm sharing. But go have fun with it. Make it like you want it. But the most important thing is we know what's in it because we made it. We made it right here together. Really simple, really easy. You can do it at home. You can do it yourself. And it's wholesome, good food. We know what we're putting in our bodies. So go on out, enjoy it, and blend some. Hey, if you like what you see, if you're enjoying getting something out of these recipes and you're trying these things out, do me a favor and hit subscribe on my YouTube channel. And that way you won't miss any of the new recipes that I put out. Thanks a bunch.